Hi, my name's Shaun Stockley from Colmic, UK. You join us here today at Southfield Reservoir near Doncaster, and it's a venue I've been fishing quite often this year. Last week I was lucky enough to get in the Feeder King final, where I managed to come second and won £3,000. So today I'm going to talk you through a few of the items of tackle I use and how I use them. If you haven't noticed, there's a bit of a breeze on today, and it's essential to get comfy, keep warm and make sure everything's bolted down. Because if you're only fishing for a few fish, you've got to be ready for them when they come. I've been doing a lot of my fishing around 50-55 metres this year, so you need a rod that can hit this distance in any weather condition. For this I'm going to use the 13-foot 2-piece Next Adventure 90-gram rod. It's very good at casting, but very forgiving when you're coming back with a skimmer. I'll set up two rods for this line. One will have a 3-ounce tip and one will have a 4-ounce tip. This is just to compensate for any change in the weather. For most matches, I tend not to put any ground bait in to start with, and what I tend to do is just do 3 short 7 to 8 minute casts. So over 20 minutes, I can gauge whether there's any fish in my peg or not. What I don't want to do is drop feederfuls of ground bait onto a fish's head that's already in my peg. The feeder I use is a 40-gram Colmic mesh feeder. It might seem heavy, but when you're using braid, you need a heavier feeder so you can keep the braid straight. This helps it sink quicker. To help me cast out, I will use a spray leader shock leader. This will be an 0.23 diameter. It sounds quite thin, but it's got a 14-pound breaking strain, so there's no worries about cracking off. For the main line, I'll be using 0.9 diameter Weeper braid. It's very thin and very smooth and very limp, but most importantly, sinks quickly. Braid's good for bite indication, but it's also on days like today, it's good for casting out. It maintains accuracy and it's also got less drag in the water. As you see, there's quite a lot of waves on there and a lot of drag. For the rig, it's a paternoster style, and I'll use a small hook swivel between 2 stopper beads, which acts as like a helicopter rig. This is important when fishing at distance because it prevents the rig from tangling up on the way back in, as the hook length will trail behind the main line. The hook I'll be using will be a Hayabusa 157. It's a lovely hook, it's black in colour and it's got a lovely curved shank. It's perfect for hooking worms or maggots, and the black colour disguises it on the bottom against shy fish. Bites can vary on the day according to what the weather's like. Usually it's either a straight pull round or a few sharp jabs is enough to indicate that a skimmer's on. I've started today how I normally would, just throwing out first and gauging my way in. I've had a fish after 4 chucks, and this is telling me there's some fish in the area, so I know not to feed too often. My ground bait mix is a pellet based mix. It's made by Sonobaits. It's a mix of F1 sweet and some match method. The match method is just to bind it up a bit. As I tend to try and fish for one fish at a time, there's only 2 or 3 worms at any one time chopped up in the feeder, and then I'll just sit out and wait for a bite. When the water's warm, the longest I'll wait before casting out again is usually about 10 minutes. To help me do this, I use a stopwatch. It's important because sometimes 2 minutes can seem like 20 minutes and 20 minutes can seem like 2 minutes. If I don't have a bite for about 20-25 minutes on a line, I'll consider coming short and trying somewhere else. I tried to fish the long line for the last hour or so because for me, I always seem to catch the bigger fish there. It's not the same for everybody, but it's what you've got confidence in. So I hope you found this short film helpful. If you're thinking of coming to Southfield Reservoir or your venue is similar to this, they may be of some use to you. For more information on Colmic products, try the Colmic UK Facebook page or your local stockist, or for information on Southfield Reservoir, try the New Fish Southfield Reservoir Facebook page.